Hi everyone, welcome to Inclusivity for All Food Edition, and good to see you all again. We have more inspiring stories coming your way, so let's take a look at what we have today. Hi all, I'm at one of the outlets for Mynonas Social Enterprise Cafe, located at the Singapore University of Technology and Design. Mynonas is a local social enterprise cafe with a mission of meaningful employment for people with special needs. They aim to train and employ young adults with special needs, the intellectually disabled and autistic, giving them a sense of independence and self-worth, and helping them integrate into the society. After 5 years of operating Mynonas Social Enterprise Cafe, they are rolling out a new initiative called Inclusion Incorporated, which aims to not only provide courses for these people with special needs to improve on their employability, they also hope to train employers so that they'll be more equipped to hire these special needs champion too. Now, I'm going to be meeting the founder of Mynonas Cafe, Ms. Geraldine Tan, to find out more about this cafe.
Okay, hi. Okay, Chloe, today we're going to prepare some cutlery for service. First, these are the things you need: the spoon, the fork, and the napkins. Okay, first take a napkin and place it on the table in the diamond shape. Good. Then we take a spoon and a fork, place it on top. Okay, left and turn, tuck it in, and make sure that the napkin is under the spoon. Good. And place it in the box.
Hi, Ms. Jerry.
Hi Arshad.
It's a pleasure to come here to the Mynonas Social Enterprise Cafe. It's a really wonderful place.
Thank you. We're most welcome to have you here.
Thank you. I would like to actually ask you a few questions about Mynonas, and would you be comfortable with answering those questions?
Oh, of course.
So the first question is going to be, how and when did Mynonas Social Enterprise come about?
Right. Well, we started up probably about 5.5, 6 years ago now. Started as a small stall in a school canteen which hired people with intellectual disabilities.
Why do you specifically provide meaningful employment for the people with special needs?
Well, it's mainly because the persons with special needs have a big challenge in finding meaningful employment.
Yep.
Already in Singapore, post-COVID,
Yep.
people who are able-bodied already struggle to find jobs. So I think the challenge is now on us to help people with special needs find some sort of meaningful employment where they can feel a sense of satisfaction, sense of self-esteem, and a sense of independence.
What is the reason behind the name Mynonas?
Well, my nonna is actually Italian for grandma.
Oh.
Yes, so when we first started out, we felt that Italian cuisine is something that we could train the persons with special needs. These were the intellectually disabled. So you have to break everything down into no more than 5 steps. So we would teach them how to cook pasta, how to prepare the sauces, how to prepare the meats, such that they could actually cook and serve at our outlets. So we felt that we wanted to serve home-style Italian food like your grandma would cook for you.
Yeah, I really like my grandma's food.
Exactly, exactly.
So actually, who inspired you to open up Mynona?
Well, we have a family friend who's intellectually disabled, and she struggled for many years to find employment. And you know, over the years, I've seen actually, sadly, a deterioration because she's not been able to find employment. So I felt that it was very important to catch the special needs when they are about 21, thereabouts, and they're just finishing school and they haven't found employment. Because if they don't go into employment, they would deteriorate. And so it's much better if you catch them young and give them an extended runway, so to speak, to learn more skills and then be able to have meaningful employment.
Where do you actually see Mynonas going in the future? What is the future plans? What are your dreams that you want Mynonas to achieve?
Yeah, well, we have been hiring and training persons with special needs for ourselves for the last 5.5, 6 years. We feel that we want to now become an enabler to enable many other F&B to be able to hire people with special needs. Hence the setting up of the Inclusion Inc. training program, where we train not just the special needs, but we train employers, their supervisors, how to be able to effectively manage the persons with special needs that they hire. So in this way, it's like me throwing a giant rock into the lake and creating a much bigger ripple, you know. Whereas in the past 5 years, I've just been throwing little pebbles, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm throwing a huge rock in the lake. And we create a big tsunami where many more persons with special needs can find meaningful employment.
Thank you for this meaningful interview, Ms. Jerry.
It's my pleasure.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own.
Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind.
I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away.
The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind.
I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams, it's all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Bread is a staple food prepared from a dough of flour and water, usually by baking. Throughout recorded history, it has been a prominent food in large parts of the world. It is also one of the highest food waste categories. The next group of interviewees are from the Giving Collective, and they will be sharing with us how they managed to rescue bread. Hi everyone, right now I'm at the Serious Bake, and with me I have Mr. Lim Yong Jiang.
Hello, hi everyone.
Alright. Hi Mr. Lim, I would like to ask you some questions on the Serious Bake and how you have helped the Giving Collective by distributing your bread. May I know why did you choose the Giving Collective to distribute your bread?
Okay, so basically for us, right, every day we do our bread fresh and we want to sell it fresh. So whatever is left at the end of the day, if we do not sell it all, we have to throw it away, which is quite a waste in our point of view. So one day the Giving Collective actually found us. They asked us whether they would like to, we would like to give the remaining bread to them. So we decided, it's okay. We did it before with Food from the Heart. Yeah, so this is like the second one that we are actually looking to do with really. And so far we've done it many times already, about 1-2 months already, and everything is going quite well. Yeah, we are enjoying it. Yeah, and I think most of the people that are receiving are also enjoying our bread, which is something we are quite happy to do.
When did your family start Serious Bake?
Okay, basically we started in 2013 at Bukit Merah. So this was our second outlet, but unfortunately it's our only outlet left. Yeah, so the reason we started off was because my dad is a baker from very young age. So he has been doing this all his life and he wants to share what he has learned with everyone, like everything that he has done and everything. So he's enjoying what he's doing, having this business, and now that me and my brothers are grown up really, we are actually coming in to help them. Yeah, so we are looking for more initiatives like this, and hopefully we can give back to the community one day using this.
So how does it feel to give back to the community and help out your parents?
It's quite a fulfilling thing because it's very hard to give back to the community as an individual. So like for us as a family, we are doing it as a group, and since we have a bakery, it's much easier this way. And I think there are many ways to do it, giving back to our community, and this is one of the ways that we can help, in a sense. So yeah.
Thank you so much for your kind time, Mr. Lim Yong Chiang. Hi, Mr. Oliver. So I got some questions to ask you right now. The first question is, we just came to collect the bread. So
Yes.
what are you gonna do with the breads?
Okay, this bread is unsold and the bakery is donating it lah. So in order not to waste the food, so we collect the bread and give to the needy tomorrow at Chinatown.
How do you feel like volunteering and doing this good cause?
Yeah, I think it's a kind of joy you cannot describe because I've not really done a lot of volunteering, but it's definitely something very meaningful. So I hope to continue as far as I can lah. Yeah.
Thank you for your kind time, Mr. Oliver.
Thanks, Asha.
Thank you.
And your mom as well. Huh? Okay, see you. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Hi everyone, right now I'm at block 264 Serangoon, located right next to Next Shopping Mall. And with me I have Mr. Allen, Mr. Jefferson, Mr. Oliver, Mr. Tommy and Miss Rachel, who are volunteers of the Giving Collective. And they are right now distributing some bread. Hi Mr. Jefferson.
Hi.
You are currently volunteering in the Giving Collective. So I've got some questions to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
The first question I would like to ask is, when did the Giving Collective at Serangoon start?
So it's actually, we started about 8 weeks ago. So which is about 2 months. We started here, also at this location at Serangoon Central. And since then we have started out from having difficulty convincing people to come and take the bread from us because they are not sure about the safety of the bread and what, to now people coming directly to us and queuing up because there's now word has spread about it, which I find something that's very positive.
How do you feel to volunteer in the Giving Collective?
Well, for me, I'm just doing a very small part out of this, and I feel really grateful to the efforts of all my volunteers who have come together to make this possible. So I really see this as a chain of goodness. Because what we are doing here is, I'm just playing a small role in bringing the bread here, but it is different volunteers from across Singapore collecting the bread from various bakeries around Singapore and then bring it to me, transporting it to me. And then I bring the bread here to give out to people. So it is all spontaneous, it is completely volunteer-led, and we do this with no intention other than to see that we can help reduce food waste and help other people at the same time.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Jefferson.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Hi, Miss Anne.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You are the founder of the Giving Collective, right?
Yes, that's right.
Alright, I have some questions I'd like to ask you.
Sure.
The first question is, how did the Giving Collective come about?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Actually, it only started when COVID started because I've been rescuing bread from a bakery for about 2 years already. I've been donating it to this seniors activity center just near my house. So when COVID struck and then they had to close and they couldn't admit all the seniors for the gatherings, I ended up with a lot of bread, and the bakeries also had a lot of wastage because most people didn't dare to go out of their houses to buy food, buy bread. So I thought, why not share it with the community? Yeah, so that's how the Giving Collective started. I just spread the word.
How many locations does the Giving Collective do this good cause in?
Okay, so we have about 12 locations and expanding. So some of them include Choa Chu Kang, Yishun, Khatib, Tampines, Toa Payoh. Toa Payoh has the biggest crowd. Chinatown has the biggest crowd. We also do it at Lavender, Malt Road, and we have upcoming ones in Bishan as well. And we also have Serangoon and Hougang.
Serangoon and Hougang. Oh, that's a lot of locations. Maybe more locations in the future.
Yeah, we are hoping because there are a lot of bakeries that we're partnering with now and looking for more sponsors as well. Even more commercial sponsors. So yeah, we're definitely keen on collaborating with other organizations and opening up in other areas.
Right. So what is your drive to volunteer for this good cause?
Oh, can I say I love bread? I really do think that bread is one of the staples. Um, compared to dry rations like rice, noodles and all that, sometimes the elderly might find it a hassle to have to use oil, turn on the gas to cook. But bread is so simple. You can have meat in it and then you can have it for a meal. My grandma has it for her meals.
Yep, I usually have bread for my breakfast all the time.
Yeah, you don't get sick of it. There's so much variety, right?
Yeah. Then, like, when did your volunteering journey begin?
Oh, I would have to say I genuinely started volunteering about 7 years ago. So right after JC. So I had some time before university started. So I wanted to give back in some way. So I started at the Seniors Activity Centre near my house. So I've been there for a very long time already. But the bread distribution there only started about 2 years ago.
How can people find out about the activities of the Giving Collective, and how can they contribute to this good cause if they would like to?
Okay. We actually spread the word through various social media channels like Instagram. We have channels on Telegram where we're most active. We also publish our activities on Facebook. Yeah, and we have a website as well. But most of the time, the volunteers come to us by word of mouth. So the existing volunteers will tell their friends, and the friends will drag other friends. So it's a multiplying effect. Yeah.
Right. Thank you for your kind time, Ms.
No
Eng.
problem. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Hi everyone. Right now, I'm with Mr. Nizar, founder of Free Food for All. Hi, Mr. Nizar.
Hi, hello.
So I'm going to be asking you some questions about Free Food for All. My first question is going to be, how and when did Free Food for All come about?
Okay. We started doing the initiative before the name Free Food for All came about. But essentially, it was at that point of time to be able to provide halal cooked meals to the less privileged on a regular basis, not once a year, but maybe at that point we started with twice a week. Food for All came about because we wanted to have the inclusivity as the main theme. The fact that we wanted to give to everyone, all race or religion, just as long as they needed it. But I think for the first few weeks, the concept of Free Food for All was that, everyone could take it. And we didn't stop everyone from coming to take it. There were some people who came in cars and collected the food. And based on the fact who's knows on, we thought, okay, maybe they might have taken it and given it to someone else who might needed it. So yeah, that's how Free Food for All started. That was it was started in November in 2014.
If you were to go back in time, what would you like to improve on Free Food for All?
Well, I think it needed to start the way it needed, in the sense that it was a continual growth for us. If we had already knew what the problems then in 2014 and we provided the solutions then, we would not be able to grow organically. And as a result, I felt that our growth from just providing halal cooked meals to food solutions, that journey has been because we experienced it, on a daily basis, as what they say, the salt, the bittersweet feelings, bittersweet events, that I think I wouldn't change anything else, in my opinion. Probably if we had more money, then we would have done larger events. But I think it was at that point enough to start things rolling and moving on.
What is the reason behind the name Free Food for All?
Okay. So that was it, the inclusivity, the fact that we wanted to, even though the food is halal, it was not only meant for the Muslims, it was meant for everyone in need. And that was the whole concept of Free Food for All. And, we came up with the name, and my future daughter-in-law had actually helped me with the design of the logo. And that's how we came about with the concept of Free Food for All. I liked the fact that there were actually 4 people of different races coming together in a circle, holding a common platter with food as the element. And that was what I felt that was needed, or that was what I was told about my history, my ancestors. And so yeah, I think we proceeded with that element. So free food for all, for everyone, everybody, all race, religion, races, but we focus on those who needs it. You know, I would love to say that one day, if we have done events where it's for everybody, whether rich or poor, we have done those events. But because of the limited resources we have, we hope that it is going to those who needs it more.
Please talk about your family. How do they contribute towards your good cause?
My family has been, they've been very conservative. They were very concerned about me not wanting to continue my job and me wanting to do this full time. So they were really concerned that whether the finances would be okay. But we have managed. We have, instead of cultivating the same way of things that we were spending on, we reduce some of the expenses to make sure that it's more logical. We have never cut down on those things like meals and stuff. The risky part comes to other members. My wife had a good raise, so she was able to get more funds. And my children, the eldest was at that point of time going to medical school, and my daughter was getting her nursing degree. So I think um, it was a good time. You know, reflecting back now in after 6 years, that they have careers, and I feel good. I am not no longer needed as much to be a financial means for the family, and they're more or less. It's just my last 2 boys, which is 18 and 20. Apart from that, I think we are doing quite well. We're doing okay, and they have been my sounding boards. You know, like sometimes I sound them some ideas, and every time when we go, just like an example that I went for a haircut a couple of days back, and I told my eldest son, you know, I said, I'm just thinking that what if we could help ex-convicts or ex-drug addicts by teaching them how to cut hair, but have it where it's $2 cheaper, but we pay them $2 more. You know, we pay the ex-convicts and with a higher amount of salary so that they can somehow or other don't feel judged. They get a little bit more salary, so they are in tune and they do not want to lose such an income. And to the public, it's $2 lower. Like, you know, those $10 K cuts, I was thinking that we could make it $8. And of course, whether we could make money or not, we'll have to look at the finances and maybe check for some support, maybe lower rent, or maybe doing it at CC or something along those lines. And I was telling my son, then my son was telling me, Daddy, if there's anyone that can do it, you can. So that has been a very supportive nature for me, and it actually pushes me to do things. And not everything is successful, but there have been some very successful campaigns where we see the empowerment angle, and people who are generally looking towards us for food aid has now been able to make their own income, survive with another form of revenue model. Most of them cooking, but we hope that one day it can be in other forms. It can probably be online sales of a particular product. It can be a beauty regimen or something that they can learn fresh new skills for which they can actually seek remuneration for within their homes without having to incur high expensive rent and all. So that's the way we are going, inshallah.
As free food for us also about food, what is your personal views about food wastage in Singapore?
Well, I guess there is still much to do, and even though there are various campaigns on minimizing food waste and redistribution of the food before they expire, I still feel that there's a lot of things that can be done within the individual family unit to ensure or to minimize food waste, like, you know, buying things like what they need, and what they don't need to buy. Even here, we trying to buy a little bit extra of food just in case if people want to eat. But I think we should try to, consume what we can on that night, and not to say, if cannot finish tomorrow can do. So like, this has many positive effects, I guess, for the environment, for the whole thing generally. And all of us, I think, to a certain extent, can do with a lesser amount of food so that we can more or less assist in our dietary needs. Yeah, I just hope that one day that there'll be some ways where we can actually convert the food waste that we are generating to something more progressive for the environment. Just imagine a home-based compacting machine or home-based composting machine, which actually provides a solution, at least some form of a proactive solution to the common problem of being dumping everything into the rubbish. And if we can somehow do that, or somebody can invent such a thing, then probably then at least the household can take a better approach towards food waste, and uh, helping the environment. And who knows what other products can come out as a byproduct of it. Now we're only looking at maybe fertilizer and all, but there could be things that, building blocks could be built, or some other things that can be used apart from the things that we are doing now.
Do you have any advice that you would like to share with the younger generation and all the generations in Singapore?
Advice?
Yes.
Well, it all depends on how you look at it. I advise people to not forgo strong family ties. I see now that it's kind of okay for children not to be able to live with their parents, and not to want their advisors or the relationship to be strong. Everybody loves to be independent, but there's so much you can learn from your parents, and at what age they are, they can still contribute to a certain stand. And I enjoy the times. I don't live with my parents, but I do hope that one day as we get older, I'll be able to be in the same house with them, so that we can live the balance of our years together. Right now, they stay away from me, but not too far. And the fact that having their blessings, having us talk nicely to them, and they reciprocating, I think that's very important for me. The strong family unit. Even my eldest son, 26, we still occasionally have frequent talks. Sometimes in the morning before he gets ready for work, we'll just come on the bed, and we'll just lie down. Sometimes we chat. Sometimes we just close our eyes, and hold each other's hands. I think this is important to me on the family aspect. On the environmental aspect, on the community level, there is always something that we can do. We have to take a stronger approach to the fact that we have that responsibility. The responsibility doesn't stop within our small flats. And when we go out, we don't have a response. I think we have a responsibility to our neighbors. We have a responsibility to our blocks and to our immediate neighbors. Once we already establish what our responsibilities are, and if more such people, especially the young, would agree that it is a shared responsibility, then we will have a better and healthier community, one who would say hello at the neighbors. I grew up in my grandparents' house where every morning my grandfather would scream at his neighbors, hello, Claude, hello this, hello that. And it was not irritating at all. It was just something that they knew. They knew each other's names. They came over and chatted, and everybody didn't wear a shirt. Everybody was just wearing shorts or sarong. And you could always realize, or you could always have faith that should anything happen, should there be any emergency, I can rely on my neighbor. Now, can we say the same for us now? I mean, like even my neighbors, we have quite a healthy relationship, but I wish we had gotten to know more of them. where it's just get more than just getting to know their names, but more on the individual families, what their dietary requirements are. I think it's just cool to be in the know, lah. I think it's cool to be kind. A good solid upbringing needs to have a very good combination between what things are currently. Like I know you guys are into TikTok and everything, but at the same time not to really forget where we came from and the various cultures and why we do the things we do. So I think, yeah, among those two things, I think that's the advice I would like to reach out to people about being neighborly, about being kind, and also about being taking an active stance in being kind to your parents and being kind to your family members.
Both of us actually met during the NVPC's President's Volunteerism and Philanthropies Awards. So,
Right.
how did it feel like to receive the award from Madam President herself?
It felt good. It felt good. It felt the fact there was some justification in what we've been doing for last 6 years. It also made me feel like now I can't stop. It's just something that I have to continue going. I have to continue respecting the boundaries within the social service sectors, but I also have to continuously look at the current problems now and probably offer another form of solution. Sometimes certain solutions don't work. What used to work 10 years ago may no longer work now. And that's where I think we can involve the young to bring in technology, new ideas, to be able to ascertain how a simple problem can have a different solution nowadays. So yes, it spurred me to say, okay, let's do more on finding out what technology is available and how we can serve in a way that we can address the various issues. And one of them is for the rough sleepers, or some people call it the homeless problems, their inability to get hot food because they're sleeping away from places where they can heat up the food. And we just brought in an item where the ready-to-eat meal pouches are heated by flameless heaters. And within 10 to 12 minutes of inserting those heaters, the food can be piping hot, so you can imagine if somebody's cold and it's like 2 a.m. and they're hungry, they now can probably get hot soup or hot porridge or even a hot biryani if they want to, because that's always in our menu, biryani and chicken rice. Yeah, so I think it's the meeting the president has spurred me on to do more on finding out what the next 5 years will do for the food security issues in Singapore.
Thank you for your kind time and for sharing all your experiences. Thank you, Brother Nizar.
My pleasure.
Next is a performance by Christy Classen. She's a 17-year-old singer and model. Christy is going to be singing Heal the World by Michael Jackson.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place could be much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there. If you care enough for the living, make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place. For you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong is only cares for joyful giving. If we try, we shall see. In this bliss we cannot feel. Fear or dread, we stop existing and start living. Then it feels there always love enough for us growing. So make a better world. Make a better world. Heal the world. Make it a better place. For you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we were conceiving will reveal our joyful face. And the world we once believed in will shine again in grace. Then why do we keep strangling life when there's a crucified soul? Though it's plain to see this world was heavily, because glow could fly so high. Let our spirits never die. In my heart, I feel you are all my brothers. Create a world with no fear. Together we cry happy tears. See the nations turn their swords into plowshares. We could really get there if we care enough for the living. Make a little space to make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place. For you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place. For you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place. For you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. 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 You and for me.
We have come to the end of the show. I hope that you have enjoyed the show and that more members of the public will adopt some meaningful initiatives or become a volunteer for organizations. I also hope that this show has raised more awareness on food wastage, and I sincerely believe we can make a difference in our lives. Thank you for watching the show, and together let's make a better 2021.